everyone, I am here to show you a new book that I have been sent as a gift. Lovely Marjorie sent me this book because she had 2 copies and she thought that I didn't have one, and she was right. Having just very recently finished my Matchstick Mouse Christmas book, it's rather nice to have the winter colouring book by Morgan O'Brien. So this is it's got a very shiny cover. That's my window. I've turned my lamp out for now. It is white with sort of grey dots on, I think, to look like snow. And on the back we have our lovely friend. It's a really nice bluey turquoisey colour. It's got this really pretty colour along the spine, which I really like. So I'm going to open it and then pop the light on so it's a little bit brighter from here, because it all looks a bit blue at the moment. Hang on. Whoops, let's pop the light on. There we go. That's a bit better, I think. So we always have a This Book Belongs To. I never fill it in on this book, but anyway. And this was published 2023. I think this was brought out sort of last Christmas, really, but I didn't get it because I actually had 2 copies of the Christmas book. So yeah, I have actually finished all of my Matchstick Mouse books now, so it's nice to have a new one to have a play with. So let's come in a little bit closer now. I seem to remember that the idea behind this story was that Matchstick Mouse's nephew, I think, comes to stay. So here they are outside in the snow gathering some firewood, I'm assuming, some sort of sticks. Now what's nice with colouring a page like this is that although you've got snow, which can be a little bit tricky, you can practice your different snow techniques, you've got all the different trees and you don't have to do them green. You can make it twilight, you can make it nighttime. We've got sky here, we can colour whatever colour, so then you can put some more interesting colours in the trees. I've done a page, if you've seen my flip through of my Matchstick Mouse Christmas book, where there is snowy scenes as well. I've done some purple and pink trees, and I think I was copying Morgan O'Brien's version of a picture, and it was just really interesting and different, so you don't have to stick to the colours, conventional colours, let's say. Now here we actually have 3 mice, and they are, oh, they're skating, look. I'm not sure what they've got on their feet, little skates. They're going down the hill. So again, we're outside in the snow. It's making me feel quite cold. We have had a very heavy frost and it's forecast for snow, so it's just the right day to have a look at a book like this. Now here they are inside, look. So we've got some lovely candles and a warm fire. And they're snuggling up. And Worm's here, look. Putting some warm water in the, get Matchstick Mouse's feet nice and warm. Being bare feet in the snow. Brr. So there they are, warming up nicely. Now this picture, oh, I see what's going on. So we have Owl, a different owl to the one that we have seen in previous books actually. But this look is a bandage, and Mouse has been bandaging up poor Owl's poorly wing. There's that one. Oh, and we have a squirrel. So, oh, Matchstick Mouse has some nuts. These look like monkey nuts, as we sometimes call them, like shelled peanuts. This looks like a red squirrel, these long ears on red squirrels. But of course you can do it however you wish. We've got a nice treed colour. Oh, they're on a sledge. How cute. So they're just flying through the air, really. So we've got more snow and trees to do, but our characters are quite large to colour on this one. Now, I used to always do, when I coloured a book like this with characters that are going right through the book, I would always colour them and their hats and whatever the same, but I don't do that anymore. I just look at the page and colour it how I'm feeling on that day and what I think suits the page. I think sometimes having a bit more, being a bit more laid back is better, because sometimes if you continue it you might get a bit bored of doing that colour, or you might decide it doesn't quite work and that sort of thing. So I think it's good to be open-minded. Oh, loud noises outside. Right, so they are having a snowball fight here. Worm is here, the 2 little mice are here, Matchstick Mouse is here. They're having a lot of fun out there. Oh, now we're digging. So we're digging in the snow with a spoon. And Beetle's there digging, and Worm is there with Looks like sunglasses on, I guess you do if it's really sunny and snowy. It's actually snowing now. And here is Matchstick Mouse out in the breeze, and she's lost her hat. We've got lots of leaves. I would be tempted to do this almost autumnal, because in the winter sometimes the leaves still on the trees will be blowing. There might be autumnal colours, not always, but it's quite fun. Oh, this is a nice one where they're all looking out of the window. So we've got all these little marks like they're drawing in the frost on the glass. Oh, it's cute. Now, what are we making here? So we've got cinnamon, we've got orange, I think, a big orange piece, cloves, and up here we've got some sort of dried herbs, I'm guessing, I don't know. Now here we are. Oh, she's opening the window to let the spiders in. Spider, we often see spider in mouse books, but there's babies as well. They're cold. It's letting them in from the cold. That's what I think anyway. Now, is this breakfast in bed, I'm guessing, because we've got what looks to me like a blueberry maple syrup pancake, and two little bowls, maybe with some hot chocolate or a breakfast coffee. It's rather cute. We've got some bunting here. Look, in the bedroom, there are the curtains. These are the curtains you usually see in the sitting room in Matchstick Mouse's house, but a little bit different because the windowsill is the sort of piece of wood. Got a hat on here, look, and some little tiny drawings on the wall there. Some really cute little detail. Got a sock down here on the floor and an acorn. They're very sweet. Oh, and here we are building an igloo. Now this is a challenge, isn't it? How do you colour ice? Well, yeah, I guess it's like snow. Interesting. I'm going to have fun with that. So they are making the igloo. And here it's raining. So it's winter rain, which is possibly what we're going to get today. They can't make up their mind whether we're going to get rain or snow. So we've got a nice rain max on. And this one, a little girl, look, with a flowery mac, I'm assuming. Yeah. Now what are we doing here? Let's have a look. So we're cutting something and then wrapping it up. Got candlelight. I'm trying to work out is it a cake? But why would it have a bow tied around it? This looks like orange. There's some flowers. It could have been making soap and then cutting it into pieces. That's what I'm wondering. Because it looks like we've got sort of floral things going on there. That's what I'm wondering. Oh, reading in bed. Look what's under the bed. It's like Christmas presents or something, and letters hid under the bed. We've got another sock, a candle down here. So reading something. It's snowing, of course. Now what's going on this one? They're eating. What are they eating? I can't work it out. We're outside in the snow. We've got some bunting here. It's eating a curl of something. They look like they might be croissants, but I'm not really sure. And we've got some sort of ticker tape on the ground. I don't know. Sometimes I go to Morgan O'Brien's website, Instagram page, and I have a look, because often he has coloured some of the pages, so you can have a look and see, sort of work out what the colours, how he imagined the page basically. So this is obviously a reindeer, which is a nice one to do. I think this would be a nice one to save for Christmas. I shall do some of these now, but I think I'll save quite a lot till next Christmas. It's lovely to have a little cute book to do. Now this one, you see, doesn't look so wintry to me. We've got our frog asleep in an old boot, leaves and things, and there's no snow. I mean, you could put it in, but this one looks a little bit more spring-like to me. That's fine. I guess it's hibernating. And then here we've got another hibernating tortoise. He's under the ground, and Mouse is on top having a listen to see if he's awake, I'm guessing. Now, feeding the birds, so it's snowy, feeding them with some seeds. smell the sweet. And of course you can make them into robins, or you can just do them however you wish. Jigsaw time. I'm confused, there's only one piece. Where is it? Is it on the floor? They look rather sad. Oh, there it is. Spider pinched it. My mum always used to pinch the last piece. She always liked to be the one to do the last piece. Right, now we are, let's have a look. So we're by a doorway. This is Matchstick Mouse's house, I'm assuming. There's snow. Hot water bottle. But what's this? We've got like a casserole. And oh, I see. I think Matchstick Mouse is poorly, and a lovely person has left some bread and a casserole on the doorstep. Oh, that's really nice. And here they are on the little balcony, looking out into the snow. Oh, and we're doing some ice fishing here, look. I've got a bucket, a lamp, it's moonlight. What I've noticed about this book, compared with the Christmas book, is none of the skies are coloured in. Now, I remember Morgan O'Brien asking people if they preferred them coloured in or not, and people said not. They like to be able to do your own thing with the sky, rather than just having it blacked out. Now, oh, is this guinea pig? I think going for a little ride in the snow, although there's quite a lot of grass under here as well. Oh, this one also looks very seasonal with the pine tree, pine cones, that sort of thing. I rather like that one. Now, what have we got here? We've got some sort of big bowl of stew, I'm thinking. I don't know. We've got mushroom. I don't know what these bits are. Who knows? We've got some bread and cheese to go with it, maybe. That's how I interpret it. And Matchstick Mouse has got a dirty hat, I think, from cooking. Oh, and there they are at the end. Is that the picture from the front? Yeah, but it's a really shrunk down version. It's much smaller than the other pictures, which is really interesting. I wonder why. I wonder why it's smaller. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I've decided that I'd quite like to colour the picture, this one with the birds. I may not get it all done in one video. I'm going to come out a bit. I just realised you can't see all. But I'm going to have a go. I've got my Faber-Castell, I think, classic pencil. Oh, just opening the pencil case. And it's got some pastels in there. So I've got my Faber-Castell 60 set. These in the red box. And I'm going to use those to colour. I think I'm just going to start with the bird, this bird here, and just see how I get on. I may not finish the whole page. We'll just see. So I'm thinking robin. I'm just looking at the way the colouring is done. So we've got this bit here and then this bit here, which looks to me like it's sort of the robin's red and grey. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with colour 318. We don't have colour names, only numbers. And they're really far away, so I'm struggling to see them. 318, here we go. Now 318 is a slightly orangey red, which I can't get out of the box. Here we are, 318. And I'm going to do this bit. I'm just going to start with a light layer so I can see what it looks like. That actually isn't quite as orangey as I thought it was going to be. Now I haven't put any paper behind the page. I usually do when I'm colouring, but with a single-sided book, I'm not quite so fastidious about it, because if the colour transfers to the back of the next page, I don't really worry. So that's the start. I'm actually going to put a little bit of orange on top of that because I feel like it's a little bit too red. So this is 316. And I learned something about robins the other day. They are the second most common bird in Britain. I learnt it on a programme called QI, you may know it, it's a great programme. The most common bird in Britain I was really surprised at is, I'm just going to sharpen the 318 and do some feather work with it. The most common was the wren. Now I was really surprised because wrens we don't really see, but they are very elusive. They're very small and shy. So I'm putting some sort of feather lines on here. And I think that is the reason why we don't really see them. Not because they aren't around, but because they hide. And they're so small that they're often hidden within a tree. I see one in our garden a lot. And actually I haven't seen any robins in our garden for a long time. So interesting. But I did see a load of great tits and blue tits the other day in the garden. Loads of them. Like about 12, you know. And we haven't got a bird feeder or anything anymore. We daren't do that now. It just attracts the wrong sort of garden visitors, shall we say, so we don't, and it's all fine. I am going to come in a bit. I feel like I'm still too far away. There we go. I also feel like it's a bit dark in here, but anyway, 326 is a much darker red. I'm just going to put a few hints in here. So I find that a darker colour can just help to give some depth to your feathers. Now, if you want him to look quite scruffy, you can do a bit more in different directions. But I feel that this is a better approach for me. I have done a scruffy fur type tutorial quite recently for a cat. It was just before Christmas. Agatha Pop brought out a cute Christmas cats or something, and I just did this little scruffy furry cat tutorial, which was I thought I enjoyed it anyway. So there was that. Now this little bit of face here I'm going to do in grey. We're a little bit short of quite the right grey, but I'm just going to give it a go anyway. I really wanted a brownish grey. We don't, so we're just going to have to go with what we've got. This is 395. It does look like a brownish grey, but on my swatch chart it doesn't. So I'm going to use this as my base layer. It's quite pale. And again, no feathering on this one, just covering up. Don't press too hard because you might burnish it into the page too much. And I'm trying to, while I'm doing this, remember what colour beaker Robin has. But we'll pretend that I haven't forgotten that. And that, you know, when I do it, I know what I'm doing. Number 397, we're going to add some little feathers now. You need a sharpish pencil for this. And this one is pretty good. So I've been planning a little bit about what books I'm going to finish this year. Colouring books, that is, not reading books. I do have one that I'm reading at the moment. I don't tend to plan with books like that. I don't read a lot. Anyway, this is the darkest grey, which is the 396. Now I don't want this to be overly dark, so I'm not going to put any black in, so this is going to be my darkest bit. So I'm just trying to balance it so that you can see some dark without it looking too dark. I know what I mean. Anyway, I've been trying to think about, I want to finish a Lulu Mayo book. I'd like to finish a Mireia Trolle book, and I'm going to use this grey for the beak as well, but we're going to layer it down more. And I'd like to finish some Hannah Carlson and some Johanna Basford books. I've also got some other books I'd like to finish. Now it's quite an ambitious target, to be honest, because just putting more colour at the base of the beak. I'm actually going to grab a black. Can't find it. There it is. Hidden it. So I'm going to use the black, which is 399, and just put a little bit more on the beak, just to make it. Now I don't want it looking completely black. So I could do with this bit in here, because that being shadow. But here I want to go gently. But I just want it to look a bit darker, so that it stands out from the grey without being really, really dark. There we go. Now inside the mouth you can just see a teensy bit. I'm going to go for 331. I'm trying to find it. There it is. it's a sort of pinkish colour. I don't know if this is going to work. If it doesn't work, I will use a different colour. I think it might work. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't want it to stand out as looking really pink, but it's quite a small area, so I think that works. Right, now we need to go for our rest of the feathers, which are going to be brown. But I've only got 2 browns, which are the right shade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my base this colour. This is 389. It's a slightly peachy brown. You'll see as I apply it. But I want my 2 darker browns to be used for my feather detailing. So I think this is quite a good base. Yeah, anyway, so I've got, so basically I had a look through all my books, counted how many pages I have left, so that I can pick the ones that I've done the most in to finish. So Maria Trolle, Droom Rice, I think it's called, is the one that I've done. It's a shorter book because it's single-sided, so it isn't that I've done more pages in it as that I've got less pages left. So that's the first one. That's the one I'm going to try of hers. And Johanna Basford, I'm going to try to finish Magical Worlds and Lost Ocean. Yeah. And then I've done Lost Ocean is the one I've coloured most in, but the detail, I'm sure I'll work it out. And then Hannah Carlson, I want to finish Party and Space, her little books. I haven't got, you know, they're not very many pages, so that those should be pretty good. And then I also want to finish A Witch's Cottage, because that's the one I've done the most in, I think. Yes, Tales from the Witch's Cottage. So those are the books of hers. Now Lulu Mayo, the one I've had the longest is A Million Monsters. Is it monsters or creatures? Oh, I can't remember. Magical Creatures, I think it is. So that's the one. Now this colour is completely wrong, but once we add our darker colours, it's going to work. So yes, so I've got that one to look at as well. So there's quite a few. Then I'm also going to finish my planner. This is 376. And yeah, so we're just starting to draw on some feathers. Yeah, finished my planner, and I think that's enough. But I've calculated that I'm going to have to do at least a page a week from all those books in order to get them finished, and that's going to leave me a bit limited with anything else. So I'm not sure whether I might change my mind, but we'll see how it all goes. Really depends how much time I get for actual colouring, because you know, once I'm sort of, you know, I'm recording, I think I want the lines to be a bit longer on the wings, the feathery lines. It depends what I'm recording. I can obviously record things from those books. I rarely record Maria Trolle or Lulu Mayer, to be honest, so I could do that. But also, you know, it depends on what buddy colours I do, and a lot of other things, really, factors. But that's my plan at the minute, so I will start off with that plan and I will see how it pans out. I can't remember exactly. Just to note, we've got this here. This is a bit of snow. I'm not worried about it, because when I come round to colouring the snow, I will either do it white with a white pen or silver or something like that. So I will cover it back over. So it's easier to colour over it and around it now, and then deal with it later. Yeah, so I'm always, I think it's nice for me. I like having a bit of a goal like that. Encourages me to, it's like if I'm sitting there going, what should I colour today? I can go, oh, I need to finish that book. So then that narrows it down to you know, a selection of books. Oh, also Rita Berman. I'm coming really, Europa. I'm sort of, my winter book and Europa, I've got the same amount of pages left in. But I figure that I'm not going to finish the winter book because through the year, because, you know, once winter's over, I shall start colouring in a spring book. So I figured that Europa made more sense, because actually I've probably done most of the winter pictures in Europa, but there are plenty of other things to do in there. They're quite detailed pictures, which is always a bit, it takes a bit longer, but you know, I just think it, someone's, actually my friend Michelle said to me she didn't understand why I like finishing books, and I think it's a very personal thing. This is 380. I don't buy a book where I just like a few pictures. I always want to colour the whole thing. Now, if I'm given books by companies to promote, that's slightly different. Often I don't want to do every picture, but with books that I've either put on my wish list, people have sent me, you know, by the you know, by Hannah, Johanna or Rita or Maria, I want to finish those. They're lovely books. There's barely ever any pictures in them that I don't like, and even if I think, oh, I don't know, once I get started I always enjoy them. Whereas some of the books that I have been sent, there aren't so many pictures in there that I like, so I just do the ones that I like and then put it aside. And then I think, well, you know, there may come a time when my favourite illustrators stop producing content books. I mean, you know, colouring might just go out of, it's very sad, out of fashion, and we might not be able to get things, or I might not be able to afford it, you know, or whatever it is. You know, YouTube might not exist, I might not do this, I might not be sent things. I don't want to think about those possibilities really, but if I hang on to those books, then I might be glad of them to just keep me entertained. Because obviously for me, colouring, although it's a job, it's my job, it's, you know, YouTube is my career, colouring is also still my love, my hobby, my joy. It's not, I'm very lucky. I mean, I've been so lucky to be able to combine what I enjoy and a job. I mean, it doesn't pay like a conventional job, goodness me, no, nothing like, but you know, people will say, but you at least earn minimum wage. I'm like, no, not at all, not in the least. But you know, it's I just feel so lucky that it allows me to stay at home, to help my family out, because I'm self-employed. I can choose when I work and when I don't work, so I can just not make a video on a day if I'm feeling a little bit off, or if my family needs me or whatever. You know, I'm actually feeling a bit off today, but not off that I can't talk, but I'm feeling, I don't know, I've got my son's cold. I don't sound coldy, do I? But I feel really weak and tired, so sitting down is fine, and I don't feel very sociable even though I'm talking. And I've got a sore throat, and yeah, I've got my pyjamas on. I feel very cold. It's cold anyway, and my hands aren't cold though. I should be wearing my wrist warmers, but anyway. Right, legs, let's move up. Now, those feathers aren't quite as dark as I would like, but this is the darkest brown there is. I could layer up a little bit more. I think what I'm going to do is put a little bit of black in. I think that's the easiest way to darken them. So this is 399. And just put a bit of black in here and there, and it will just darken them up a little bit. It will also add a little bit more texture, I think, because black can look like shadow, and therefore, even though we're putting it on last, it can look like we're looking through the feathers to some shadowy bits behind as well. This isn't my best work, as I say, I'm not feeling 100%, but it's I was very excited to receive this book in the post today, and I wanted to make a video and show you it, and yeah, and get colouring in it. But as I say, I may save quite a few of them for next winter. I do like doing some seasonal colouring, if you know what I mean. Although, you know, it's still winter now, so I can do some. But there's a few that look a little bit more Christmassy, which is nice. I like that. Having finished my one Christmas book, and I've got another one. But I think I can see me doing a few pages in here through February, maybe even March, because you know, the weather is like that here. It's always a bit tricky to predict, actually, what's going to happen weather-wise. And it is England after all. Well, you know it's going to rain. It's always going to rain. Just how long, how heavy. And there's always going to be a lot of cloud. I remember as a child getting up summer school holidays, looking out the windows. Oh, it's dull again. Just dull weather. You know, just cloudy really. There we go. That's a bit better. It's a little bit darker. I prefer that. We do need to work on these feet. Now, I'm trying to think what colour are Robin's feet, but I actually want to do them this way. So I'm going to use this 389 again, which we used as a base for the body, but this is going to be a bit different. Because sometimes birds' sort of legs and feet are a little bit pinkish, aren't they? We're not going to quite do them like this. I think I'm going to go more on the grey side, but I'm just mixing up a little bit with this sort of, it's not really pinkish, but sort of undertone. And then I'm going to grab, is that the darkest one? Yes, the 396. Here we go, it's grey. And I'm going to go around the edge here. Put a bit of grey in there. Doesn't want to show up. There we go. I might need to go for a darker one. A bit of grey around the edges. And then just draw it in a bit. It might give us a bit more of a three-dimensional look. I think I might have to go for the darker one, to be honest. But we'll put a bit of this round this one too. It is making a slight difference. Just very pale. There we go. Let's go for our darker one. 397. I'm going to use these for the claws. I don't know how well you can see the claws. Quite small. Though they might be better in black. It all seems a bit pale. It's not really the darkest of greys. Yeah, I think I'm going to grab some black. It's just not showing up. 399 are black. And I'm going to go around the edges. I might still leave the centres a bit pale. Like that. And then we'll put some of this black a little bit like that, sort of where it might be shadowy. So we're sort of thinking on the edges, like that. And then sort of the underside of the leg there, and here. Yeah, I think that'll do. Now, how are we doing for time? As I'm not feeling 100%, I'm not going to do any more of this page on camera. I'm going to talk you through what I'm going to do though. I'm going to do the other bird exactly the same. So I'm going to keep these pencils out and colour it in the same way. Then this bit here looks quite grassy and this bit is snow. So I'm going to colour this in green. And then I'm going to take my white pen and do a few streaks of white on it to make it look a bit more snowy. And the same with the bushes. I'm going to colour them green and then dot some snow on them. This I think is a snowdrift, so that'll stay like that. And then Mouse in I'll probably do a red hat similar to this just to bring out that red, and we'll do some brown seeds and things like that. It's quite a simple picture. Sky, I'm not sure. I'm having a little look at what I've got. There's a beautiful metallic purple in this set, but I don't think that's quite going to work. The metallic blue might work, or I might just go for a regular blue. The 342 is a really pretty purpley blue that I might use. So I have a think, or I might do a few different colours in the sky, which can be quite fun. I'll have a think about that. I will share the completed picture with you. I will try to do it the same day this video goes out. I probably will be able to do that. I'll do my best to do that. Otherwise it will be in my completed pages, but if you want to see it and you've missed it and you want to know, leave me a comment in the video and I will send you a link to where you can find it, so that you can see it if you're interested. But there we go. So just a robin today, but I hope that was okay. It's a very cute book. I'll leave the link, my affiliate link, in the description, so that if you want to grab a copy you can go and have a look. It'll be an Amazon one, because I think, this one might be available on Morgan O'Brien's Ko-fi as well. I'll have a little look. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a super day and happy colouring.